Many campers here at the Benjamin Film Camp wonder, who is the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Malone?
Do you know Kyle Malone?
No.
No.
Yes.
Well, the short answer, Kyle Malone was a counselor, a friend, and more importantly, a religious figure who united the Benjamin Film Camp for 4 years.
There are very few people who remember the age before Kyle, known as BK, one of which is Daniel Gormazano. What was camp like before Kyle Malone? It was chaos. Utter chaos. Daniel gave us a first-hand account about life during and before Kyle 1, telling us about how the campers were lost, unsure about life, and depressed. We all felt there was something missing, that we needed someone to guide us, to give us hope. The next year, they were given that leader.
A year later, during what we call AK1, aka after Kyle year 1, Daniel and other campers were given that leader they hoped for.
Kyle came to me, believe it or not, 6 years ago. It was my first year here at this school, and really he came in a scared, lonely person who was just thirsty for knowledge, and he sopped it up like a sponge. I mean, I have 4 kids of my own, and really, when you think of Kyle, I have 5. He was part of my family. I knew right away Kyle was special. He, again, sopped up all the knowledge that we were teaching him like a sponge and applied it immediately. Was almost really teaching the class, and eventually was really teaching the summer camp all by himself. And he did it without even speaking at times. It's like people understood his mind and what he was thinking, and he was a special person that I don't think we'll ever see anybody like that again.
Lots of us campers didn't understand how important Kyle was back then. We thought he was just another adult to watch over us. We wouldn't understand until the coming years that he would impact us.
After Kyle 2 was not very notable, but it was definitely an improvement over the times before Kyle. It was when after Kyle 3 rolled around that the campers were united under Kyle.
How did Kyle bring you all together?
Actually, our friend Priscilla Lambert started a group called the Weeaboo Squad for Kyle's lead, and so he became our senpai, and through him and through the Weeaboo Squad, the Golden Age began.
When did you realize you would never be as good of a counselor as the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Malone?
Excuse me? I am just
dandy with the fact that Kyle Malone was and always will be far better than me. He was not only kinder, but funnier, smarter, and more well-liked than me. Kyle, I miss you.
You know what? Yeah, I quit. I quit your stupid camp.
During that year, Gabe and Daniel Gormazano, Jason, me, and Allison Dobular, Benjamin and Brooke Shaman, and Priscilla Lambert all worshipped the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Malone.
What was your opinion on Kyle Malone and his Weeaboo Squad?
Have you ever heard of the Italian masters, such as Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Versace? Weeaboo Squad was nothing like those amazing talents. However, what they lacked in talent, they made up for with heart. They were extremely cuddly, lovable, and I made them wash my car one afternoon, and they did it without asking for any payment. I'll never forget the members of the Weeaboo Squad for what they brought to the film camp. Lack of preparation, horrible body odor, and a complete lack of style that I haven't seen since. They're legendary, and I don't think we'll ever see anything like that ever again. In fact, I really hope we don't.
The Weeaboo Squad was not the only notable event in After Kyle 3. Kyle also gave birth to a son, Panda Malone. Panda is currently in custody of Benjamin Shaman since Kyle's disappearance.
I miss my father every day. My new guardian's awful, but at least he gives me food.
All good things must come to an end. After Kyle 4 marks the end of the Golden Age. The only notable part of this year was the fact he opened up his warehouse, which Allison and Jason Dobular briefly worked in.
What was it like working at Mr. Malone's warehouse?
It was a lot of hard work, but God's work is never easy.
Once again, the year wasn't very notable, other than the fact it'd be the last year the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Malone, would ever be seen.
He was gone. Kyle had left to go to the great glove compartment in the sky. Legend has it, everyone will one day join him there. But hope was not lost, for Kyle knew that chaos may return if he suddenly disappeared. So, to ease the transition, he sent a worthy prophet, Johnny Maddox Smith III.
What's your opinion on Johnny Maddox Smith III?
He's a great man. I love him very much.
Johnny's like a better version of my actual brother, Dan.
Camp wouldn't have been the same without John.
He was a legend in his own right.
What's your opinion on John Maddox Smith III? I miss him. He went to this faraway land called Del Rey. Must be some holy dimension or something.
Even though he is far away in this Del Rey, we were able to use state-of-the-art technology to interview him over what we call FaceTime.
Okay, so we are here with the prophet himself, Johnny Maddox Smith III. Say hi, Johnny.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so, Johnny, first question. How does it feel to know that you are a living legend?
You know, I gotta say, it feels really good. I like the feeling. It gives me a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of gusto. I really like being called a living legend. Like I said, it does a lot for you in life, and it really helps you out, and it can get you somewhere, so I love it.
Okay, good answer. Now, second question. So, here's something that most people won't know. While you are a prophet of Kyle, you've never met him. So what do you have to say about that?
You know, I've never met Kyle Malone, but I had learned him from you, actually. And when I was at camp, I felt his presence there. I felt him there, guiding me throughout camp. And I really am honored to be remembered like Kyle Malone.
Great answer. I think that we all feel Kyle's presence in some way or another. Okay, last question. Will you ever return from this mystical land of Del Rey?
As a matter of fact, Jason, I'm glad you asked. The first week of next year for camp, I will be returning from the mystical land of Del Rey, and we'll be back at camp with all of you in the first week. So, yes, I will be back.
You heard it here, folks. Johnny Maddox Smith III, living legend, will be returning to Benjamin Film Camp next year, 2018. And that's the story of the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Malone, and his prophet, Johnny Smith III. Kyle, Johnny, if you're ever watching this, just know...
We love you!